Alright, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to American Truck Simulator. Today we are in the shop and we are going to take a look at a side dump that was released, well, I guess it would be yesterday if you're seeing this video when it first comes out. I literally got this trailer like 30 minutes ago. I'm excited, been watching all the updates for it, and just did a quick overview of it to make sure everything is good to go and I don't need to explain anything that's missing or anything. Everything is working just fine as advertised as always. This is the Smithco Side Dump from ATS Trucks and Trailers Reviews, and we are going to take a look at it in the shop. I'll go over all the specs, all the notes that he left, and then we'll take it out for a short spin. So let's go ahead and get going. Alright, so as promised here, you'll see that we have essentially 9 different trailers. One of them is a double that has this little pup on the back, and we know this because if we choose the double and we go to chassis, we only have this one option. So if you want the double, you only get this one option. However, if you would like to stick with the single, then there are 8 different trailers, and we've got 2x2, 2x3, 1x4, 1x5, 1x6, and 1x7. If you take a look right here, I'll just go over all the different options here. Alright, here's our 3 axles. Here's another version. We got a 4 axle. We have a 5 axle, a 6 axle, and even a 7 axle. That is a ton of axles, so you're going to be able to carry quite a bit of weight on this. And that's actually what I'm looking forward to. So I already have it set up. I'm going to be running this today with Dom's 379, so I matched the paint structure as best I could. I think we're looking pretty good. Looks pretty sharp. Anyway, back to this thing. There are lift axles. Some of them are steerable axles, and what the developer mentioned is that any lift axle that you see lifted, it's because it was an option in real life. Same way with the steerables. So none of this is fiction. This is based on real life. I can not personally attest to that, but I'm just passing on what he said. We also have rear and front fenders. If you look here, I've got the ones in black. I believe this is actually paint too. Let's actually take a look at this in the options. So for the fenders here, you got aluminum, black, or paint, in which case mine are actually black. Also, there is a note here. This is actually marked as mud guards, but this is the actual fender, because we'll see this entire thing change from aluminum to black to paint, which is still black for mine. Right here we have markers. So tons and tons of lights that you can put on this thing to your heart's content. I'm not going to waste your time filling out all of these different lights right now because it's not generally something that I prefer to do. It would be nice if, like a lot of trailers, there was a default one where they just put, 3 or 4 lights on the side. But then again, it's not like a make or break or anything. You do have flaps here on the front. You can go with a black, or you can go with the white, and you do have the same option here in the back to go with the black or the white. So we'll go ahead and, where was that node? There it is. We're going to go ahead and change that back to black. Something cool here is that you can go tarp open or tarp closed. Notice right now, without anything selected, it's open and there is no tarp. So here's what it looks like closed. Here's what it looks like open. And so it's open, but you see the arm and the mechanism and everything. If you hit the X, all of that goes away, so you don't have to deal with it. I like the mechanism. I like the extra detail, so I'm going to ride with it open so I can see the load. I'm just going to go ahead and add these tires and rims here real fast. I believe I was using these. This is from Smarty's Wheel Pack. Nice and simple. And they pick out the default tires that go with it. I already mentioned the mud flaps. Something here that's cool is we can put on a beacon. It is selected. It's just a basic beacon, but it's something it's just a nice little added level of detail that not a ton of trailers have, and I think more should have, really. So hats off to ATS Trucks and Trailers Reviews for including those. And I wanted to mention that the loads that come with this are default SCS loads, and the reason why he did that is to make sure that it's compliant with all the different types of maps that you might run, to make sure that those loads actually go through and you don't need any additional work making his custom loads compliant. That being said, there are 3 custom loads. One of them is asphalt, the other one is blacktop, and there's one that is coal. He says coal isn't typically run on a side dump. If that's a problem for you, don't run it. Up to you. But just wanted to mention that. And last but not least, he has adjusted the weight on this trailer to make sure that it feels more like a realistic load. So if you get up there in the 6-axle, 7-axle, and you're going to be hauling some pretty good weight, you're going to feel it. It's going to be realistic. So let's see what happens with the 5-axle. Let's go ahead and take her for a drive, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we are good to go. We got our load picked up. Again, we are driving Dom's 379. We have Serial Black's Detroit Diesel 60 in here, 450 horsepower. And we are going to be riding with a 13 speed as well. I'm going to go ahead and use a second stick as a splitter like I normally do. And our cargo today for the Smithco Side Dump from ATS Trucks and Trailers Reviews is 57,330 pounds of blacktop. This is one of his unique loads. Looks pretty cool to me. Looks pretty decent. So let's go ahead and take her for a spin. We are in Tucumcari, New Mexico, going down to Clovis. Not too far of a drive, probably only about 2.5, 3 hours. So, and I won't necessarily show the whole thing anyway. I might skip around.
The American people are counting on you to drive. Let's go.
All right. Get the windows down so you can hear this engine. I like it. Let's get the headlights on. Beautiful. Parking brake is already out, so let's get rolling. I'm thinking 450 horsepower is going to be pretty decent for 57,000. It's not too incredibly high of a load in weight, so I think we should be just fine. You can see that blacktop right there. Looks pretty good. A lot of good details. I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. Definitely like how many different types of axles that you can put on this. And it just looks like overall really good quality. As I'm showing off the trailer and forgetting to shift. I like the low stage here.
Turn left.
It's got some length here because of these 5 axles there in the back, but not incredibly long. It's not one of those things where you're going to have to go super long and super wide around turns.
Turn left.
I think we're just going to leave it here in 5 low. Oh, let me make that available for you so you can see what gear I'm in. I think we're going downhill anyway, and I think we're coming right up to a light, so maybe I'll just leave it right here. Put it, pre-select the second stage of Jake. The second stage is pretty nice. So what do you guys think of the trailer? After we took it through the shop, and now that you can see it out on the road, and one of the unique loads on here, what do you guys think? Is this something you're considering picking up? It's definitely unique. I know that they have one of these side dumps from another developer. I think I saw one in the Steam Workshop. Didn't have nearly as much detail on it, nor as many options. Pretty cool.
Continue straight.
I'm gonna be going right here. That slows it down a lot.
Keep right. And then turn right. Turn right.
Yeah, you don't have to take this trailer too far wide at all. That's kind of nice. Missing a few gears there. This one should be good. There we go. Get back into the swing of things there. It's easy when you start missing one or two gears to start feeling frustrated. Then you take your mind off what you're doing, and then you start missing all of them. It's kind of a domino effect. But we'll just keep our head in the game here. Nope. Now I'm thinking about it. Jinxed myself. I think I just gotta shift a little bit earlier. That's it. Been running too many Slav Jerry engines where it has that fall off on it. You just got to go right into that next gear. Love the sound of this DD60 though. So I had a question for you guys. I'm still doing research as I'm about to cut off a car. Still doing research on how I'm gonna put all my buttons and stuff together on my dash. Doing a little bit of research and actually starting to lay it out. I'm just going to lay it out ahead of time in Photoshop with some rough dimensions because I want to start getting some parts and seeing how everything goes together with what cabling and if I need any adapters, and it's ultimately going to determine what kind of board that I'm going to start with.
Keep right. And then exit right.
Sorry, I got to exit here, buddy. Yeah, because I'm still trying to decide whether I'm going to go. I'll just tell you in a second. between Morgan and this Jake. Love that Jake though. So yeah, at first I was really leaning more towards like Arduino, and now I'm kind of looking at these. I guess we can just go, right? Treating it like it's a light. I'm actually looking at these zero delay arcade USB encoders, because a lot of them can just be done just by plugging cables in directly to the board, the JST connectors, and that works to a certain degree. I'm seeing some that are 2-pin, some that are 3-pin, and so like I have a lot of questions. One thing I wanted to ask you guys though, when I'm modeling the lights, should I be getting a rotary button? Should I be getting just a regular momentary button? What kind of things should I have to program lights? Because the way SCS does things, you just have to hit the switch multiple times in order to get parking lights and then daytime running lights. I wish they separated those two. Then I wouldn't be having this issue. What's the best way for those of you that have built out button boxes and dashboards and stuff for me to realistically be able to turn on the lights? I want to be able to move back and forth between just the parking lights and the headlights as well. So let me know down below if you guys have any good ideas for me. I'm looking at a couple of ignition switches and figuring out how to wire those up, so that's pretty cool. Hey, I got my windows down. You know, and Dom's truck really cuts sound too, so that'll help quite a bit. So yeah, I got the ignition. I'm probably the way I'm gonna do it is I'm gonna have like my main dashboard, but then to the left and the right of the steering wheel, I think I'm gonna have 2 separate panels. And the first one on the left is gonna have things like the ignition. It's also gonna have my wipers and probably, I'm guessing, probably my windows. Left and right windows, up and down. Slowing way down. There we go. And then on the right side, I'm going to have a lower panel there, and I think that's where I'm going to put all my lights. So obviously headlights and parking lights, but also that's where I'm going to put my beacons, my high beams, and what's the other one? Oh yeah, my 4-ways is probably what I'm going to do there. Do you guys notice how much it cut off that audio just by having those windows up? Let me get some audio back. That just sounds weird. Sounds a little bit too weird cutting that off. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in terms of buttons and stuff.
Keep left and then turn left.
I'm trying to pick combination of buttons. I want to get something that I think looks cool, it's highly functional, and it's not just going to be like, I'm not just looking for some default cheap buttons. I'm really trying to make it look cool, like maybe get some rocker switches. Obviously it's got to function properly. These guys coming. Just there we go, he's turning. So yeah, rocker switches, toggle switches, just things like that. Just doing some research to see what it is that I'm gonna have to put all together. But you can really go down the rabbit hole, especially if you don't have a whole lot of experience in electronics. Trying to do a whole bunch of research and just watching videos, you wouldn't believe how many times I watch a video and I go, wow, like I didn't even get a whole lot from the main point of the video. What I'm figuring out is that there's so many things that you're already expected to know, because they say, oh well, of course you know you can do that, and of course you know all you do is go and pick up a couple of those, and I'm like, I don't know what those are, so I have to do a little bit of a Google search or watch some more YouTube videos to point out. It's like now that video is telling me what it is that I don't know, and now I'm going to another video to kind of do another deep dive to figure out what that's all about and how it works. And that's kind of been the process. And then I'll go and I'll have my eyes set on a board, and I'll get some wires, and I'll have, you know, connectors and all that, and I think I know what I'm going to do, and then someone comes along and says, oh, this is so much easier this way, and I didn't even know that was possible. So it's just a rabbit hole. But I'm pretty sure no matter what I do, even if I end up, look, at this point, to be honest with you, I can't even rule out buying a button box. I might not get like a high end or like the top of the line with like 32 different buttons on it. I might just get a basic one to handle some of my controls, like over on the right hand side, and then I'll make the custom stuff that I do, make it a few buttons like I was describing just a second ago, with like the panels to the left and the right of the steering wheel, something where I only have to deal with like maybe 5 or 6 buttons at a time. I can have them like on their own board separate, so maybe a USB encoder board just for that, and then the more difficult stuff that I would normally need to do with an Arduino, maybe I'll just use that functionality from the button box that I buy. It's kind of a combination between, like, I want to figure it out, I want to learn it, I want to do it, I want to share it with you guys, like all this stuff that I'm going through and learning. But at the same time, if I have to do everything 100% from scratch, I gotta be honest with you guys, there's not enough hours in the day. It's not going to be built, or it's going to take years. And I'm fine with like a progress, like an evolution to it. I'm fine if I have to learn a few things, and most of the time when I do that, take my time to think about all the different factors, the product ends up coming out way better anyway. But, you know, a few months is different than a few years. Let's kind of expand our GPS there so I can get a little bit further heads up as I'm yakking away so I don't miss a turn. Get out the map here. Don't know if I'm going to make the light now. Let's get that map out of there. Hear the Jake again. That's the first stage. Second stage. Third. Nope. Probably going at that speed, it doesn't make any difference. But I like having the stages for sure. Oh yeah, something else I wanted to talk to you guys about that it was brought to my attention on the last video when I kind of went over how to get everything set up for Jab Modshop's custom garage. And I had released it, so I recorded it the day before, released it on released it on Thursday, and then I think it was Friday, it's the very next day, Jab posted that he's got this collaboration with ModStudio, and I was like, oh man, that was bad timing to be throwing out a tutorial video for, and I mean, you can always do it the way that I described in that last video. This is just to be able to get a few more options out of it, especially if you are a Patreon member to ModStudio.
In 400 meters, turn right.
And I know that there is a tutorial video out there, so I'm not racing to get that out. Actually did a pretty good job on it. But it's pretty exciting, and I know I know a couple people have already designed their garages. Oh, we're gonna hit that building. We are gonna hit that building. Didn't I just say that this trailer isn't too long? Maybe we'll squeeze by it. Maybe we'll squeeze by it. I think we did. Good. Wow. I know that Polly's Custom Skins, they have one out. It's actually on he has it on Truckee Mods. So if you look at his page on Truckee, then you can see he's got one outfitted with Love's tankers. Looks pretty cool. And I think that Goggles 56 is also working on one, maybe even Pups. Not sure. But the only one that I found myself was the one from Polly's, and it looks pretty good. So I think I'm gonna have to go down that road of using ModStudio with Jab Modshop. See if I can get that extra bit of functionality out of it. Customize all the stuff on there. Alright, looking pretty clear back there. Shouldn't be too hard. Just need to get her squared up. Oh, look at that back wheel, that last axle, and the front axle are both steerable. If you see that. So both of those are liftable and steerable. So if I put this up for a second, you'll see both of the first and the last one go up. All right, they're down. Now if I go to turn the wheel, see how they both turn? So those are both steerable axles. That's pretty cool. All right, get back in the truck. That'll make this job a lot easier. Because a lot of time, when I have like a confined space like this, one of the only ways for me to get everything corrected in time is to actually raise a lift axle. And I don't like to do that above a certain weight, because the axles, I mean, there's a reason why they have that many axles. And to have one popping up just because I think it's going to make me steer better is going to compromise how the trailer is supporting the load. So, oh, cut it a little bit too soon. Let's go forward. It happens, especially when I'm yapping with you guys. Alright, let's turn her back around there. Get our four ways on anyway. Get the windows down completely. Let's guide her in. And it does make a difference on whether an axle is steerable or not. It really does make a huge difference. This is my first time driving this trailer. Again, not to make excuses. I missed the first time because I was talking. But it does make a difference. And we'll straighten her out relatively. It moves pretty quick. It moves pretty quick when those are steering for you. I think that'll be good enough though. That'll trigger it. Don't have to be perfect all the time. All right, parking brake. Let's get the windows up. Parking brakes on, or parking lights on only. And there we are. Welcome to the Lennar in Clovis, New Mexico. Brought our 57,000 pounds of blacktop, which is a new load on this ATS Trucks and Trailers Reviews Smithco Side Dump. Great trailer. Love the options. Detail is solid. Really happy that I picked it up. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and drop them down in the comment section below. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Consider hitting the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can see all of my videos, and I will see you guys on the next one. Take care.